Here we go, another episode of TNT Weekly. I think it's episode 31. I can't believe it where the time has gone, but thanks so much for listening and supporting this podcast. I'd also like to thank the Gibson Center. Awesome support here for letting me tape here at their location. I really appreciate it. They're really pivoting so well in this COVID environment with these great events that are coming up. They are going through a seasonal craft event right now, and guess who's coming to town? Santa is coming to town on the 12th. Sold out that event. Very popular. I tried to get Santa on the podcast. He's booked solid. So come out, see Santa. All of those that have tickets and are getting in, it's going to be a great event. And remember, a community without the arts and cultures is just, there's nothing there. Nothing there in the community. Really great show today. We're talking, we're talking Habs just for now, just the showpiece. I know this is the blue world out there, but Habs fan all the way. Can't wait for that hockey season to start up. We need something, sports and entertainment on the TV. Can't wait. Habs all the way this year. But this show today, very special. We're talking everything Stevenson Hospital, everything Stevenson Foundation, everything grassroots on support for the Stevenson Foundation and the hospital, and what this campaign needs, and it needs you. It needs this community. So I'm so pleased to have on the show and their time to be here today. Whitney Nilsson is on the show. She is the chair of the Stevenson Memorial Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
No, did I say that wrong?
That's her.
Oh, I got it backwards. All right. So Marg Barber is the chair of the Stevenson Foundation. And Whitney Nilsson, annual giving coordinator for the Stevenson Foundation. So, as I like to do in each show, a little intro of our guest today. Marg, tell the listeners just a little bit about yourself, and go from there. We'll start.
Well, thank you very much, Antonio, for having us here today. It's a pleasure, and it's great. Our vision for the foundation is to inspire community giving for hospital excellence, and you're helping us do that today, and you've been helping us in previous podcasts as well too, so we appreciate all your support that you're doing for the hospital and the foundation.
Oh,
so,
my pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure, Mark. But about yourself, I know you're born and raised here, born in the Stevenson Memorial Hospital. There's a plaque on a room there, I think, for you, Mark, or no?
No, there's no plaque on the room.
Okay.
There's no plaque on the room. I am a longtime resident of this community in this area. I was born at Stevenson Memorial Hospital, and as a matter of fact, my whole family, my siblings were also born at Stevenson Memorial Hospital, and there was 5 of us. It was all in the previous hospital, not the existing one. I'd love to be able to say that it was the existing one, but it's not. And so we do have a long, I do have a long history in the area, and I joined the foundation in 2003.
Okay.
I had previously belonged to different organizations within the community, and also sports groups that I helped with, and I was on committees and whatnot for those things. And so I wanted to give back a little bit more to my community. And so when I saw the advertisement for asking for foundation support and volunteering, I decided to do that. So in 2003, as I say, I became a member of the foundation. And then in 2009, I was part of the digital mammography campaign. And that was led by Sylvia Biffus and Audrey Gibson, and Marilyn Holstrom was part of that as well, and we had a lot of fun on that campaign cabinet, and that was probably the most inspirational committee that I started out on,
Yes,
and
yes,
that brought me to where I am today. I have since became a board of director in 2011, and doing all that in the past, I was of course working, and I worked at Baxter Corporation in Alliston. I was mostly in the quality management area, and Baxter, their philosophy was we are always saving lives. Every day we save lives, and I guess that's continued on with me as I've been involved with the foundation.
Wonderful.
Because we're every day we are saving lives, and the community can be part of that by supporting the hospital and the foundation, and giving towards equipment and saving the lives of individuals, and not only from this community but from other areas as well. So
Oh, that's wonderful, Mark. Before I just switch over to Whitney, you had mentioned something that I was unaware of. When you said older hospital and new hospital, this is new to me. Like, explain that to me.
Okay, well, in 1964, the current hospital was built.
Yes.
Previously, before that, we had an older hospital.
On the same site?
It was relatively on the very same site. It was just more towards the south
Yeah.
area at the front of the
Across
at
the river?
front. No, it wasn't across the river.
Okay.
It was on the same property.
All right.
Same property, and that was the existing building that was built by T.P. Loblaw as a supporter, and so
T.P. Loblaw built that first hospital?
he was one of the major supporters of that first hospital.
Wow.
Yes, T.P. Loblaw, yeah, and F.K. Morrow.
That's right.
Wow.
Were
I
the
did
two
not know that.
supporters, so-
And is any of that old building, that first build, part of the Stevenson of today, or was it completely?
It was completely separate.
Okay.
It was completely separate when they built the new hospital in '64. So when we built the hospital, when they built the hospital in '64, our emergency department was built to handle 7,000 visitors through in a year.
Yeah.
And I think last year we were about
38,000.
38,000 that was put through that emergency department.
Crazy.
And so it continues to grow, and the need for growth of that hospital is just something that this community can pull together and do for
Yeah.
us, because we need it.
No, that's awesome. That's a little bit about Marg, and some of the reasons for this podcast, at least coming, on my part, is to find out about the fabric of this community and the wonderful people that are integrated in this community that make this community what it is. So Marg is a prime example of that. Grassroots level, born and raised here, and giving her time for something so passionate as the hospital, so we can live, and as you were saying, saving lives every day. All right, that's how important this is. Now, over to Whitney. Whitney, we kind of left you there a little bit alone. Marg and I were just going at it here for a little while.
That's
right?
fine.
That's
I'm
all good.
okay with it.
Whitney, tell us a bit about yourself, please.
Sure. So I am not born and raised like Marg, but that's okay. I also come from a small town, so I can appreciate a small community hospital. I grew up 5 minutes from a community hospital. If you needed urgent cardiac care or something more intensive, it was an hour and a half drive to a major hospital. So I understand how important it is to have a small community hospital in rural areas like this.
Yeah.
So I joined the foundation in 2017. This is my first job at a nonprofit. I did a complete career switch. I just wasn't satisfied in my previous career, and I wanted something that was more important to me, where I felt like I was really making a difference. And I know that's pretty cliche, but that is literally what happened. I was seeing all these wonderful events that different groups were putting on, Rotary clubs, Lions clubs, all those wonderful volunteers, and I wanted to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined the foundation in 2017, and I run our annual hearing program. So that is, a letter you might have gotten in the mail. That will be me.
Yeah.
A postcard, a thank you card. You might have got a thank you call from me. Helping out with the third-party events. We have lots of wonderful
So you were, you know, and going back to, you know, it's been a challenging year. It's been a challenging year. Don't want to stick on this COVID topic. It's been amazing how businesses, organizations, nonprofits have pivoted in you know, what has occurred. But obviously, you know, in the foundation's sort of graph of building revenue for the committee portion of this redevelopment, you were probably on a rise like this, and then boom, COVID hits, right? How did you pivot? Were you in the middle of that, Whitney, when, you know, things stopped and obviously events that were so important to raising money for the hospital, you weren't able to have them? I mean, what great minds and resources, and I noticed that with a lot of organizations, that they immediately pivoted, right, on, you know, thinking of other ways to earn revenue. And that's in a climate where anxieties are high, you know, people's jobs, work, it's difficult. But what I've noticed about the Stevenson is you've done it so well, right, on your social media and everything. So tell us a little bit about that, Whitney, on that pivot and how your team came together. Maybe Mark, do you have some words on that?
Sure. So, of course, we had a wonderful plan laid out for the full year, ready to go, very excited with all of our events and activities. And then in March, it was all shut down. So we had to regroup very quickly. Again, we're lucky we have great volunteers who helped us come up with new ideas, new ways to raise money for the hospital, because of course the hospital still needs over $1 million in equipment every single year. The government doesn't fund that, so we have to come together, find ways to keep raising this money on top of the new money that's needed to deal with the pandemic. So we launched a few virtual events, which we've been doing, and we've had great response, which we're so excited about. We have our 50-50 going on right now. Lots of people want to win money, so that's wonderful.
Good event. Sorry to interrupt, but I heard about the last winner. Again, the last winner gave back almost all his winnings back to the hospital. Like,
That's right.
incredible. And this is just before Christmas.
It is,
Right.
and that's the kind of community that we have.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. That's great. Yeah, we were so excited. We don't expect anyone to do it, of course, but it's just amazing. $4,000 back to the hospital. So we have our December 50-50 going on now. The draw will be, the winner will be announced on January 5th, and then we have it again in February.
And that pot is really growing, eh? I hear the second one is really, like, it's really getting out of the gates quickly,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think people have got the hang of this whole online raffle thing now, so
Yeah.
they're ready to buy. You can get a great deal for $40. You can get
So explain to me, so if I wanted tickets and, oh, I just heard about it, how do I do that? I just get online, I see the social media posts, and you open up the link, and you go through a very easy process of, you know,
That's
credit
right.
card number or whatever, boom, and you're done, and you get your numbers, and it's
Yep.
that easy?
It's all online. You just put in your name, your contact information, how you pay, and then you're gonna get an email with your ticket information. And it's all virtual, so there's no exchanging of cash, none
That's
of that.
it, that's
That's
it,
it. You're
as
done.
easy as that.
It's really simple. So we're loving seeing every day we go on, see
Yeah.
how many more people have bought. So yeah, it's super simple, and it's a really awesome way to raise money for the hospital.
And you were saying these other functions, the gift wrapping is going on right now? And
Right now as we speak, yep.
Tell me a little bit about, so what, if I had some gifts, somebody had some gifts, and, okay, I have some gifts, and I've always wanted to get them wrapped and tired, and at the same time, I can do something good for the community. I would imagine that's the purpose, go get them wrapped,
Yeah.
and donate, is it for a price, or donate whatever you'd like?
We do have kind of a suggested donation amount.
Yeah.
So we're set up at St. John's United Church, Friday and Saturday for the next 3
Where's the
weekends.
address for that, Whitney, the St. John's? Is that what street's it on?
I believe it's 54 Victoria Street East. It's
Okay.
right across from Shoppers Drug Mart.
Can't miss it, yes, that,
Right on the main
the
drag.
landmark, the
That's right.
landmark church on Main
Yes.
Street, okay.
That's right.
Right on.
So we're there Fridays and Saturdays, 10 to 6 on Fridays and 12 to 8 on Saturdays. So you come in with your gifts. We have all the social distancing and
Yeah.
public health guidelines in place. So
Right.
new gloves for every customer wrapping the gift. We've got masks, we've got sanitizer, so no worries there. And we're socially distanced while we're wrapping.
Yeah.
So come in, it's $5 to have one gift wrapped.
Any size?
Any size,
Yep.
yep.
This big?
That big, not a problem. And then we have, you know, if you do, the more gifts you want wrapped,
Yeah.
the more of a deal you'll get. So have some different
awesome.
options.
Okay, great.
And all the money goes back to supporting the hospital. So our
Wonderful.
foundation team came up with this as a fun new way to do this.
Yeah.
So we've got wrapping paper, ribbon, bows, and we also have the Alliston Rotary. It's a really long name. It used to be called their cash calendars, but now it's called the Daily Lottery Draw, I believe, with the calendar. Anyway, we have those for sale for $20.
Yes.
Because Alliston Rotary is supporting us and some other charities
Yes,
through that.
yes.
So we have those for $20 a piece,
Mhm.
and you can win cash every single day next year.
Wow.
Every day.
Every day.
And then your ticket actually goes back in,
Yes.
even if you win.
Wow,
So I
that's
could
great.
win more than once.
Oh,
right.
yes, yeah, that's really, really great.
Yeah.
Are there any other initiatives going on with your foundation and online, drives that we should know about? I think there was one on a holiday,
Yeah, we just had our Home for the Holidays event.
that's the one.
So that was a really fun event. People got to come to the Nottawasaga, pick up a dinner, and then they also got dessert from Murphy's.
Yeah.
So they got to take that home, and they got to watch an online show,
Mhm.
watching how their dinner was made, how their dessert was made, and then they also got some entertainment.
Mhm.
We had some live hosts from Stevenson Farms.
Mhm.
So it was kind of a really fun night. They got to eat, have some entertainment, but in a safe way, raise some money for the hospital. We're really pleased we raised over $14,000 that night.
$14,000.
Yeah.
Wow, really? That's
Yes,
amazing.
And you could get some exciting auction items as well too,
Mhm.
and
Wow. So that's very, very interesting. That I feel like I live here in the community, and just the way you explained it, it just sounded so much more than I just didn't digest it. But so you go to the Nottawasaga for this event, you pick up a homemade meal,
That's right.
a cuisine 5-star
Yes,
rated
yes,
meal,
yes.
right?
Yep.
You bring it home. It's probably all set up for you, or is something that you have to put
It's all separated, but you can easily make it into
into
your
your dish,
three-course meal.
right?
Yeah.
Right. And then you stream online
Yep.
yes,
how your meal was made by
Yes.
5-star chefs.
yes,
Yep.
that's right.
Wow, telling you what you're eating. So you're eating this food
Yes, and they're
while the
telling
chef is telling you how he prepared it.
you- Yes,
Wow, incredible. Any beverages added to that, or I guess the beverages section is up to you.
that was
up
your
to-
own that was your own section.
That's your own thing,
Yeah.
right?
Not this year. Maybe next year. We
No,
didn't put it
maybe
there.
some wine or something, or complimenting it.
I asked that, but it didn't go over too well.
There you go. Okay. And then as the entertainment part, that was Nicole Ray, right? That was
Nicole Ray. Yep. We had
over
her.
at Stevenson. I tell you, Stevenson Bed and Breakfast, aren't they phenomenal?
They're amazing.
Aren't they
Great,
phenomenal?
great supporters.
Great
Huge
supporters
supporters,
and great business minds, and they're pivoting as hard as they can, and
Absolutely.
while supporting great organizations, So then you finish your meal, you see it's all prepared, and wow, the chef did. Oh, I didn't know that about my food, right? And then you listen to entertainment streamed from Stevenson, right? With Nicole Ray, local talent,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Amazing package. $14,000. That's
Yeah,
really wonderful. What a great event it sounded like.
Yeah, we were so lucky. We had so many people sign up, whether it's just to watch the show or to have dinner in the show.
Yeah.
Or we had some people who just went online and made a $500 gift just towards the event, which is so generous. And it blows my mind. And then we had lovely businesses who donated all the auction items.
Mhm.
We had sponsors. So it was a really fun night, a really nice way for us to have a little touch point with our donors when they
Yeah.
picked up their dinner.
Yeah.
Say, hi, how you doing? Hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed the night, sort of thing, because we
For
can't
sure.
see them face to face. So that was really nice for us to do that too.
Yeah, for sure. That's wonderful. You guys are doing amazing. And so, Marg, if you got the annual coordinator, sort of, what is your responsibilities as the chair? And obviously, you're passionate about getting this drive for the community portion and redevelopment. But sort of explain sort of your duties and day-to-day responsibilities, and your goals for wanting to lead this board in the direction that it's supposed to, right?
Well, it's as chair of the foundation, it's been a wonderful experience for me, and it's given me the opportunity to meet so many, and belonging to the foundation, it's given me the opportunity to meet so many people in the community. I knew a fair number of people in the community since I've lived here all my life, but in addition to that, I have met so many wonderful people since being a part of the foundation. So, the foundation, the board of directors is responsible. The responsibility is just we're overseeing that your funds are directed where the wishes of the donor are. If you wish it to go to a piece of equipment or an area within the hospital, or you wish it to be just used as we need it, the best possible use at the time where it's needed, then that's what we're responsible for. The staff looks after the operations of the fundraising, but they do report to the board of directors. So it's not just myself as chair.
Yeah.
It's the entire board of directors that are responsible for the the fundraising and the you know, ensuring that our donors their gifts are directed exactly where they want them to go.
That's very interesting because you know, as I became more aware, and again, aware, it's okay. We live in this community, you know. The tools and the means of what I'm trying to get out is making ourselves aware of what's around us and what's going on. So, as I became more aware of how important and how wonderful our community is supported by that medical core that we need, and we need to continue to support that. I always thought that the donation process was simply for the redevelopment. However, if what you're saying, Marg, is that if you have a desire because of whatever, or something personal or an event, if you want to donate that to an X-ray equipment or something other than that for the purposes of medical care, they can. Is that what you're saying, Mark?
They can, and just to give you an example, last few years we've purchased for the hospital through our donors' support.
Yes.
We've purchased new infusion pumps, IV systems, and years ago it was the CT scanner. Heart monitors, beds for patient beds, and X-ray machines, and dialysis. Like when we did digital mammography, we bought the digital mammography machine, the mammogram machine, and then we've also done dialysis machines. So in 2012, whenever I retired, I was asked to be part of to chair the It Takes You campaign. So that was the last major campaign that we had done.
Yeah.
And I was asked to chair that, and I knew that doing the two would be a big task. So I decided to retire and focus on chairing that campaign. And in that campaign, there was a number of different pieces of equipment that we were fundraising for at the hospital. But partway, and our goal was 2.5 million.
Yes.
And then partway through, the hospital got mandated that we needed to replace all of our dialysis machines. So all of a sudden, my campaign goal went from 2.5 million to 2.76 million. And so through the support of the community, we raised those extra funds that needed to be done to purchase those dialysis machines. And so that's just an example. If you were to donate as it's, you know, that it goes where it's best needed, where you need it the most.
Yes.
We could use it towards the dialysis machines at that point, because we had to fund them at that time right away.
Totally.
And so it's great. You have options when you go into the website and you donate online.
Yes.
There are different things that you can look to support and check off where you wish your donations to go.
Yeah. So right now, though, but I think so, it brings up the question into my mind. So if I was a donor and I, and didn't have a specific allocation for my donation, and I said, here you go. I know it's going to a good cause.
Yes.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Where would you put that money? Would you put that money into the redevelopment that's so important right now for the community portion? Or would you put that into equipment? How would that work on the distribution of funds, and helping better understand how those funds are diversified, especially with the importance of the redevelopment coming on board right now and our community push, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have something called our greatest needs, and that's kind of the bucket of money that a lot of people give to, just use it where you need it, right?
Yes.
Because often things will come up that the hospital needs to fund and that they weren't expecting. A piece of machinery might break and it wasn't on the $1 million capital list.
That's
Gotcha,
right.
gotcha.
So then we have the money sitting there and it can go to that, right?
Yeah.
So that money sits there and it gets divvied up wherever it's needed, right? It might go to a piece of equipment, it might go to redevelopment, it
Yeah.
might go to the health information system. It's just wherever it is needed most.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
it's a pot of money that's there for breakdowns, emergencies, something
is.
needed.
It
But
is.
I think really the bulk drive is, okay, if it's still there, we've got this real estate redevelopment bucket that we need
Exactly.
to meet and match.
Yes,
And-
we,
and-
yeah.
And speaking on that, we don't have much time, do we? It's like, 18 months to get our 18 to 20 months. I'm hearing that from Jody Levesque. And speaking of Jody, this guy's possessed, eh? This guy's possessed to get this redevelopment in play. I don't know if you comprehend how hard he and his team are working, and they just put in their second stage application, didn't they?
The submission.
The submission, eh?
Yeah.
It's just in now, right? How exciting is that?
Yeah, it is exciting, and that's the thing that we as a community need to demonstrate to the ministry, that this community is supporting the redevelopment.
Yeah.
And so it's critical that we do have funds that we know will be coming, or if you wish to donate, right now, or you can make a pledge, if you wish, over a period of 2-3 years or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
We can work that out with you, and but it's important that we are able to provide the ministry with that information that this community supports this redevelopment.
Yeah, it's like Jody. If you didn't see the podcast with Jody Levesque and Rachel Ogorek, please take a listen to it. But briefly, what they informed me of is that, in this stage 2 application and the submission, part of the responsibility of this community and the whole application is obviously funding and the funding amount, and the community has to contribute a certain part of this total redevelopment, right? And I believe the number's around 30 million, what I think we need to be at. And I believe we're at about 15 million right now in the, am I correct?
Well, our whole campaign goal is 43 million.
Yes.
And that includes our critical pieces of equipment, both our IT systems and also our critical pieces of equipment, and it also includes the redevelopment share.
And that redevelopment
the community share. The
yeah.
community share is the 30 million.
Is the 30 million.
Yeah.
So and we're about 50% there. Are we
We're
about
around
halfway
50. We're around 50% of our
goal target.
of our whole target for the 43 million.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. But I think an important part of that is that redevelopment money, right? Especially if the ministry comes calling
Yes.
and saying, okay, show me that the community has done their part. I'm assuming that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's how important it is. Every dollar, every contribution goes to this foundation. As you can see, divvied up between the operations of an aging old hospital, right? And breakdowns, etc. But the main goal is that redevelopment community portion for their application and supporting that application. We got to hit those targets. So, it's just wonderful what this foundation is doing. It's wonderful what many organizations in this community are doing. This community rocks. It just supports and it rocks. And the hospital needs you. I've heard that term, from Dr. Myatt on the show, Dr. Kogan as well. This is your hospital.
It is your
It's
hospital.
yours. It's your hospital. It's not the doctor's hospital. It's not Jody's hospital. It's ours, man. It's our community, our hospital.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, we're so blessed to have this entity of care, this nucleus of care in our community. Let's just support it and out there. We need it there. We need it there, and we need to have this redevelopment, and we have the right people in play, right, to lead that charge. So, wonderful work, what you're doing for this community. The foundation, awesome, and even pivoting during these difficult times. I know it's stressful, but you're doing a wonderful job. This community is doing a wonderful job.
It is, and that was one of the first things when I became a member of the foundation that I learned was that it is our hospital. It belongs to us, and it's up to us to support it and be there and provide the equipment, because as Whitney says, the ministry does not always support the equipment and that type of thing for the hospital. So we need to do that, and what we put into it is what we will get out of it, and we want the best of quality care that we have that can be available. And it also brings in, when you have good equipment and you have a great building, a great facility, it brings in the doctors, it brings in the best doctors, and it brings that level of care and everything, just that much higher. And so it's what you as an individual and a community put into it, that we will see the benefits of that's for sure.
No, Marg, I would agree with you on that point. The attraction of probably specialties and specialist services, into a newer environment for sure. But I will tell you something, that I think this community has attracted a lot of our doctors and the people in our community. I've seen it firsthand with what I'm involved in. They love this community. Right? So there's something about the people, there's something about this community. We're attracting these wonderful people. So, man, let's give them something to work with, and let's support this funding, this foundation, and this drive. We're halfway there. So, what other sort of campaign drives you have going on, Whitney? What do you see for the future? Is it too early now to call that, or what seems to be in the scope of vision for 2021? Obviously COVID-free, post-COVID, but hopefully we can get back to some of those normal events, etc. But what are sort of you see in your sights for ongoing online funding opportunities?
Well, once we're post-COVID, we'd love to get back to our regular, wonderful third-party events. McHappy Day, we weren't able to have McHappy Day this year. McDonald's here in town and in Angus are amazing supporters of the hospital.
Rory McKinnon.
That's right.
Rory McKinnon. Shout out to Rory.
Yeah.
All right.
The best.
Okay, sorry.
One of the best.
Yeah, Rory's an incredible supporter of the hospital. So McHappy Day is always such a fun time. That's another place where we have volunteers.
Yeah.
So you'll have people from the hospital, like staff, doctors, nurses will come out and volunteer for the day, and then board members and staff. So that's a really fun one that people can get involved in when we're able to do that again. The New Tech Memorial Run, it went virtual this year, so we're really excited for when that's able to be back in person again, because it's such a great community event. You have so many people there. You have people set up with their little water booths, and you have the firefighters who did it, and it's so fun, and it's a great Alliston event.
Yeah.
So when we're able to do that in person again, we're really excited about that. So yeah, we're looking forward to when we can do these in-person events, but for now we're going to keep working on our virtual events, keeping people informed. They can sign up for our emails on our website, transformingstevenson.ca. Follow our social media. We're always on there, always posting something fun. Marg and I might have a fun little gift wrapping video up there right now.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah. So yeah, just follow us online and we'll keep you posted on what we're up to.
Yeah, okay, great stuff. Well, I coming to a wrap here on the show. I hope I haven't missed anything, but all I can say is, you know, as I'm getting to know, you know, these important parts in the Stevenson run for redevelopment, I'm just so amazed at, you know, all this support and help and all the work that you do, all the behind the scenes. I'm seeing it all. It's crazy, you know, the amount of work that, you know, this team is doing. Please, we need a hospital. We need that redevelopment. Check out the Stevenson Foundation. What would be the easiest way, Whitney? Anybody listening and saying, yeah, I want to check out what they got. What would be the best way?
Yeah, you can go to transformingstevenson.ca,
Okay.
or you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just look up Stevenson Memorial Hospital Foundation. We're on there all the time, and you can see what we're up to.
All right. Transformingstevenson.ca.
Yes.
Right on. Whitney Nilsson, contact her directly. Third-party events are a big hit here. You know, if you're listening to this, any type of business, it doesn't matter what you do. You know, third-party giving from anything. It's all appreciated. It's all appreciated. Anything, right? It could be a haircut donation, a sandwich donation, a coffee donation,
Yep.
Exactly.
also every panty-hem donation. It doesn't matter, right?
That's right. That's right. And we have so many, we have different community members from all ages. I mean, they have lemonade booths, they have birthday parties where they ask for the donations to be donated. So it's just wonderful. It's been, this community has got to be the best. I think that's why everybody wants to move here.
Don't say it too loud.
And
Don't say it too loud.
Well, it's true. Everybody wants to move here. I mean, we have wonderful weather, but it's a great area. And as the longer people are here, I hear it all the time. You know, this is a great community. We do have everything, and when somebody moves, that's one thing that they look for is there a community hospital?
Absolutely.
And we have that.
Absolutely they do.
And but because it's growing and we're going to be numbers that we're going to be hitting by 2031 are over 75,000.
Crazy.
We're at
crazy.
55 right now,
Crazy.
and so I mean we need to grow.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
I totally enjoy being a volunteer with the foundation. As I said, it's been a wonderful, and it is a wonderful experience for me, and I will continue to participate with it as long as I can. And my husband and I have been giving for a number of years, and will continue to give. And we ask for the support of the community to make sure we, as Sylvia Biffis would say, make sure we get her done.
And they get it done, that's for sure. Absolutely. Last words, Whitney?
I think we covered it all.
We covered it all?
We're pretty quick, yeah. If you want to get involved, give me a shout.
Awesome, you heard it all. I think we missed something, Marg, because I know you're a Habs fan, right?
Well, if I had have known, I would have worn my Leaf jersey. But
you gotta go. You gotta go, Heavy.
There's just no words. When it comes down to January and the final games get started for the original 6, then we'll find out what happens.
Okay, all right, you're on. Heavy Tom, Leafs, you're on. Rock and roll, Stevenson Foundation, they're the best. This community is the best. Reach out, support, we need you. It's our hospital. Over and out, and see you on the next show. All right.
Thank you,